Welcome to another video from Family Magic UK. I'm Jamie, and if you're new to our channel, we are a family of 4 and we are first time annual pass holders Disneyland Paris. And today's video, I'm just going to go through as simply as I can on how to actually buy an annual pass for Disneyland Paris, because it is not that easy. And we did a lot of research before we purchased the passes, and we found a couple of videos and we found one blog post in particular that was actually the most helpful, but that even still missed a couple of little things that we found when we applied for our passes. So I'm going to try and explain everything that we went through. Okay, so there are 2 ways you can buy an annual pass to Disneyland Paris. One of them is online and the other is by telephone. Now, we chose to do online because we had heard that it costs a lot of money to ring the number, because it's obviously in French. In France, sorry, it's a France number. And they do speak English, and once you get through, it's apparently very quick. But it's depending on how long it would take to actually get through to someone. So we thought we'll try it online first, and if we don't succeed and we do struggle, then obviously we would ring instead. So we purchased ours online, and to find the website, you just need to Google Disneyland Paris annual pass. And you will, funnily enough, come across a page in English, a list of all the 4 annual passes that you can choose from and what you get for each. But there's nowhere on that page that showed you or gave you the option to buy the passes. And this was where we needed the My Castle Club guide. And this is where it came in handy. So we needed to do it via the French website, not the British website. But in order to do it on the website that's in French, but to get like Google Translate, I needed to download Google Chrome. That took a little while because, my husband was doing it, Ben was doing it on the laptop, and he's not computer savvy. Once we did all that, then it seemed like this was going to be a walk in the park. When you've downloaded the Google Chrome and you search that same website, so Disneyland Paris Annual Pass, in the top corner, you change the country that you want it in. Obviously, you want it in the French, because you want the French website. But then when you hover your mouse over in the top corner, as if you're gonna, like where your favorite bit is, or if you want to save the page, a little window will appear, and it will say French and then English, and then you just click English. And then all of a sudden, just like magic, the whole website becomes English. Like, you can read it, no problem. So once we did that, it seemed like, this is going to be fine. We're going to be able to do this. But bear in mind, anytime you move on or click something or move to a next step, you always have to change it to English. It doesn't necessarily stay on English all the time. And when it comes to filling out forms, which I'll get to later, that is only in French. It won't translate to English. But anyway, so once you've done all that and you've got Google Translate and you're on the website, scroll down.
And then select how you want your annual passes delivered.
You can either pay it monthly over 11 months, or you can buy it in a one-hour. Now, obviously, we were buying 4 passes, and we thought, because there's no interest added, so what they charge is what you pay. It's just broken down monthly, obviously in euros, it's not in pounds. So that's the only thing. It will vary depending on the exchange rate at the time that the money does come out of your account. but the euro price stays the same. After we did it, I wish we had just paid it off in a 1 hour, because we could have, but hey, live and learn. And I've been able to do this video and explain to you how to do it monthly. Once you've decided on how you're going to pay for the annual passes, then it moves on to the page where you add the passes to your basket. Now, this is where we came across a second hurdle, because we wanted to order 2 different kinds of passes. So we wanted 1 Infinity Pass and 3 Magic Plus passes, sorry. So when we first attempted to do it, we couldn't get all 4 passes in the basket as 2 different passes. So what you have to do is if you're going to do a similar thing to us, where whether it be 2 different passes or 3 different passes, or you add them individually. And yeah, so we added 1 Infinity as an adult, because you have to select adult and child. And then you have to go back to that page and then add the other pass that you want to order. So we did 1 adult, 2 children for the Magic Plus. Now your passes are added to your basket. The next stage is payment. So for those who are choosing to pay it off in a 1 hour, I think it's, as simple as you pay and then you fill out your information at the end. Whereas because we chose to do it monthly, it was a bit more complicated than that. However, just in case you come across the same hurdle that we did, even if you're paying it off in a 1 hour, there was only select ways of paying that they would accept. So like, for example, they would only allow Maestro, MasterCard, Visa, I think American Express, and PayPal. There was another one, but I can't remember what it was. So for us, at this stage, we were paying a deposit. Now, the deposit for each pass is 60 euros. So that's what we had to pay first. And then after that, it was the information for paying monthly. So just like when you're filling out a form here in the UK to pay over a certain period, whether it be 3 months, 6 months, you have to give information for them to accept that you'll pay. So at this point, I think this was when it just was in French and we couldn't get it to translate in English because it was an official form. And this form we had to print out and I had to sign, which luckily my Castle Club explained that this is what I had to do. And he did say the words, the French words that I had to sign next to. But the one thing he did miss is that when I was reading the form, even though it was in French, I noticed there was another bit that looked like I had to sign. And so we got Google Translate open and I typed in some of the paragraphs just to make sure that I had spotted something that they'd missed on their website. And yeah, I did have to sign another part. And it also asks for some form of identification, like an identity document, it said. Now, us Brits just assume that a form of identity is like a copy of your driver's license, a copy of your passport. So that's what I did. I got my phone out, I took a photo, printed it, and put it along with the paperwork. But we'll get back to that bit because that was wrong. So yeah, so once I'd printed out that form and the deposit had been accepted, then I think it's the same as when you've bought it outright. You have to start filling out your information. It's going to be on your annual pass. So that's a photo, which they describe has to be similar to a passport photo. And then you have to put your name and then we had to add like email addresses, so that if we wanted anything sent in regards to our passes, we just had to put our email address to how we wanted to be contacted. And it was literally just a sort of end sort of thing, just explaining that it'll take X amount of days to come in the post. They need that form that I had to sign within 10 days. And that once they'd received that, then the passes will be activated. So the next day I went to the post office, I posted that form off, I paid the extortionate price to get there as quick as possible and to get it signed, and I had it tracked, so my husband was keeping an eye on it, and it took 6 days for them to get it. And they emailed Ben explaining that the identity document that they meant was proof of our bank, not proof of who I am. So luckily, because they emailed and they obviously seen that we'd done the post, they were happy to take what they actually needed via email, thank God. So all I had to do was basically print a bank statement to prove that we had the funds and this and that, and that our bank account number and all that was correct. Yeah, I think that was it. And like, our passes came really quick, and I was so relieved because I had heard of other people who have done it and they've paid it in a winner and they've taken like 4 weeks. So that is the process for buying an annual pass. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a magical day.